Hello, I thought I'd try a video. I had a question from someone about Couf mouthpieces, specifically the jazz mouthpiece. Now this one, I mentioned actually I added to the shank because it's mine from another Babbitt mouthpiece. But the jazz mouthpiece is interesting. It has a gigantic baffle on the inside. You see that baffle? Absolutely gigantic. It actually lowers the volume inside the mouthpiece, and you got to pull the mouthpiece all the way off to the shank on the neck, and it barely fits on neck. Usually it falls off. So I added this to the end of it, so it actually fits on necks now. But it tends to be sharp on the horn, and the octaves seem to be weird with this mouthpiece. I never really used it. And one that I tried other than that was this Couf jazz mouthpiece. Of course, you know the connection between Couf and Coworth. Coworth made the Couf horns. But these are actually Babbitt mouthpieces. The Couf mouthpiece is actually Babbitt. And just real briefly, as I have some old Babbitt mouthpieces, here's an old Babbitt mouthpiece. A Babbitt artist, of course. You got Couf artists and other Couf artists for tenor. Anyways, back to this Couf jazz. This one's interesting too because it also has a large baffle. Not as large as on the Couf one though. And this one actually plays in tune on the horn, but it's kind of stale sounding. It doesn't have the colors that in the rich overtones that the hard rubber Couf one does. It's an interesting mouthpiece. And this is another Coworth mouthpiece. Once again, it's more or less made of plastic though. More like a generalized mouthpiece. You can see the throat right there. I don't really use this one either. Real quickly, the throat on the Couf jazz, you can see the step baffle in there. And the throat in the Couf artist. You see the gigantic baffle in there. And now what I actually use, because I like the beak better on Selmer mouthpieces versus like out of link, is because they don't actually go so long and thin. I use a couple type of mouthpieces. One, I use this Selmer jazz mouthpiece from the 60s. And it is a flat table basically, going right down from the tip all the way down to the throat, as you can see there. And it's a bright sounding mouthpiece, a lot of projection. And this is a regular Selmer classical type mouthpiece, which has more of a round, smaller throat, as you can see right there. So I usually use the Selmers when I use metal mouthpieces versus links, just because of the beak is more similar to the beak on rubber mouthpieces. Real quickly, this is a Couf hard rubber mouthpiece for tenor. You can see the throat and everything on this. Very nice, very colorful mouthpiece. These are the alto versions of it. Very nice mouthpiece too. I use my altos. That's about it.